Hello and welcome back to 25 Drive Live. My name is Alex Montañez and I am your host. We have a very special guest today. This is Kelsey Askea. Is that correct? Did I say that correct?
Yes,
All right. She is from the YCC Family Crisis Center, and we've got a bunch of great information to share with you guys today. So welcome, Kelsey.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for having me.
So this is I think it's my 6th episode.
Oh.
So you're right at the beginning. Okay, so welcome.
Thank you.
And we have, first and foremost, I want to find out a little bit about you. Because this is a community type of a podcast, people like to know where you're from, and are you a native here in Utah?
I am not, actually. I moved here from South Carolina about 2.5 years ago.
I don't hear an accent.
No. In being in business, I kind of lost the accent. So.
Okay. Well, so North Carolina. So what brought you to Ogden, Utah?
I actually moved here for the job at YCC. I took the job as their special events coordinator, and that's how I came.
Okay, great. So you've been here 2.5 years?
Yes.
Okay, and what are your thoughts on Utah?
I love Utah. There's always something to do. The mountains are beautiful. I love that it's really family friendly. I have 2 kids, so
okay, great.
we love it here.
And so do you like go onto the trails and do you hike and do all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we do. And we also like to go to all of the national parks. We've been to Bryce Canyon. We drove out to California just a couple weeks ago. I love it here. I love the lack of humidity here. Back east is pretty rough with humidity. So.
Well, I've been to Tennessee in the summertime.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to bite the air.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty big. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you have 2 kids. How old are they?
So my daughter just turned 9, and
Okay.
my son will be 6 on the 9th of this month.
And what are their names?
I have Emma and Aiden.
Emma and Aiden. All right. So that's really cool. And so you came all the way from North Carolina, right?
From South Carolina.
South Carolina. I always get these wrong all the time. Every episode I get it wrong. Okay, from South Carolina.
Yes.
So you come all the way out here for a job specifically with the YCC.
Yes.
Okay, so were you involved in something that with the YCC or similar out in South Carolina?
No, I wasn't at all. So I worked for a web-based news aggregator before I came out here. And then I'd started school with accounting, but switched over to marketing in the nonprofit sector. And I went into a fundraising class, and I just knew that that's exactly where I was supposed to be at that moment. And then I got the opportunity to come out here. I had friends that come out the summer before. And so they mentioned, hey, maybe you should think about coming out. And initially I thought, there's no way that I'm moving my family all the way out to Utah. But things just fell into place, and then I ended up looking on the Nonprofit Association website and found the job at YCC, and I basically just emailed Julie until she couldn't tell me no, and then we did a phone interview, and they hired me from the phone interview, and so my kids and I just sold everything we owned and packed up our car and moved out.
Well, that's dedication right there, folks. I mean, talking about taking a big chance to take, not only, she's not single, she has 2 children, and to move them to someplace. Have you been here before?
No, I came out in November and moved in December.
Okay, so, but she had never been to the state of Utah before. She'd never been to Ogden City before, and that's huge. I mean, that's a big step.
Yeah.
And why? So you just felt like this was the right thing for you, and you wanted to make this move, to make this jump.
Yeah, I definitely did a lot of praying, but yeah, once I knew that it was the right thing to do, I just packed the stuff and we came out, and it's been great. It's been great working with Julie and being here, so it was a good move. So
now you said you have marketing experience and those kinds of things. Tell me, what specifically do you think that you brought to the YCC team? You said you couldn't give Julie a chance to say no, first and foremost, right? But secondly, you had a set of skills that you were going to bring, and how were you going to, and well, not how were you going to, how are you employing them with the YCC today?
Yeah, so my background was in business development, and also I did email blasts and worked a lot with their bigger partners. So I worked with large companies within the credit union industry. So when I came here, I had the experience of working with CEOs and the big wigs. And so when I came here, I was really good at relationship building. And ever since then, I mean, the people on our board of directors are pretty much my friends. They're the people that I call when I need something. John Browning with Bank of Utah. He actually helped me.
He's a great guy.
He is. He helped me pick up a hammock one weekend. So, and Christine Jacobson, I went and saw her in the hospital. She just had brain surgery. And Kirsten Katrubis is just, they're just all wonderful people. And so I was able to take my experience of building those relationships and then take them even a step further to make them even my friends.
So with an organization like the YCC, how important is it to have this solid network of people that also, need to care about the YCC, not just simply, participating, but I'm sure that you have people that are really vested in what you guys are doing and what the vision is.
Yeah, absolutely. So we need people that not only want to be part of our organization, but really believe in it, because you can't fight for something that you don't believe in. You can't really want something that you're not passionate about, and it shows. When our board of directors gets together, they see that there's a need. If there's something that we need right now, we really need help with our parking lot. Our parking lot has just deteriorated, and we need to work on that. And all of our board members are working together to get the money to raise it, to make sure that we can have the stuff that we need. We also just expanded our shelter this year, and people didn't think that we would be able to expand our shelter in this time. They just didn't think the money was going to be there, but it was. The board members came together. Judy Condon actually golfed with Barb Chrisman, and Barb Chrisman ended up donating $435,000 to make sure that the expansion happened.
I just got chills from that. That's just amazing. So this leads me into, this is a great segue into the YCC, the Family Crisis Center. I want to know, and I'm sure there's a lot of people in the Ogden and local community that really doesn't know what the YCC does and how it operates. So can you kind of give us from the nucleus and kind of build outwards of what the YCC actually is?
Yeah. So YCC is basically an organization that wants to strengthen families and strengthen individuals, and especially victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. So we can help a victim from step one, from the time that the police are called to a sexual assault or a domestic violence call. We have advocates that will go out and meet those people, and with rape victims, we take a change of clothes. With domestic violence victims, it depends on what their situation is, but we actually go and start that relationship and help them to get the things that they need, whether it's someone to go to the hospital with them or to get a protective order, someone to go to court with them. A lot of times the victims of these crimes are very isolated, so they don't have friends or family. They're here by themselves, so they're scared. They don't want to go to the police. They don't want to go to court by themselves. They don't want to go to the hospital by themselves. And, not only that, but after they've gone through the process to start it, to try to get things going, the abuser, unfortunately, doesn't give up normally. And so with them being scared, they really need somebody there to be on their side and to support them. So we can take them from there, and then depending on if they have nowhere to go, no safe shelter, they can come and stay at the YCC. Normally they stay up to 30 days, but that really depends on the situation. Sometimes we have individuals that need a little more time and just to get on their feet. We want them to be able to be self-sufficient. And so we can take that time and assess their needs and make sure that they are self-sufficient and ready to be on their own by the time that they leave. We have classes for them. We have self-esteem classes.
And that was going to be my next question, because it also sounds like you're educating them along the way of not only the availability of services, and whether it's help with legal systems or the police or a safe haven, if you will. Right. But also, giving them footing so that they have better information, to stay away from situations like that, or to be able to get out of them quickly if they happen to fall into something like that again. So this is really fascinating to me, because with what you just described, there's also children involved. Yeah. And I'm not saying every time, but there's probably children involved a lot of the times.
Yeah, a majority of the time there are children.
And so how do you handle that aspect of, with the YCC, and what do they do for the children? Because I know, whether it's a mom or dad, I'm sure that there are men that are involved in spousal abuse or different kinds of abuses as well, right?
There are, and we've just made it after our expansion. We can actually house men now. We used to have to put them up in a hotel when we found out that there were male victims, because we wanted to help them too, but now we can actually safely house them at our shelter.
That's great. So with the children, how difficult is that situation?
It can be really hard. I mean, a lot of times when a victim is leaving their abuser, their child is also leaving everything behind. So everything that they own, all of their toys, all of their friends, all of their safety is now taken from them, and they come into a place that they don't know. So when children first get to the shelter, we give them a care package, and that includes a stuffed animal, books, toys, a blanket, and it's something that they can keep with them, something that brings them comfort when they may not have any. And then from there, we also have a child advocate on site that can talk to them, meets with them, make sure that they're okay, gets them the therapy that they need. We have open gym program, which they can get out and be active. We have Weber State that'll come in and teach them lacrosse and teach them soccer. And then from there, we also have self-esteem classes for the children, and we also have alternatives to violence. So we can show them that although they've been shown that violence is the way to handle things, they don't have to go that route. They can stop that cycle there and make other choices for themselves.
So it sounds to me like, you know, what they're doing is pretty big. It has a broad scope, wide-ranging scope of affecting all kinds of different people. And as you mentioned earlier in the interview, all of these people that are, giving of their time, volunteering, helping with different expertise, all these things, you can see that the nucleus of the YCC is very important, and how many people it actually takes to make this thing successful and for it to work right.
Oh yeah, we've got over 50 employees, and we've got 200 volunteers. Our entire front desk is run by volunteers, so they're not paid at all, and they're there from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday.
Wow, that's amazing. So volunteers, and you know, that's one thing I really like about Utah is we have such great volunteers. I mean, whether it's a natural disaster, and I've mentioned this before in another podcast, but whether it's natural disasters, even here in Riverdale, years ago we had the canal broke and flooded, and the people were out there, sleeves rolled up, working, you know. And that's what I love about Utah is all the volunteerism and the people that will give, you know, of their time, you know, and not really expect anything in return. I mean, they just want to make sure that people are safe that are going through these kinds of trials. So you did mention that the YCC has 50 employees. Is that correct? So where are they all housed at? I mean, how big is your building, you know?
We actually have a big building. So now it's 3 stories, but all of the employees are on the 1st or 2nd floor. So the 1st floor is more of the administrative. We have myself, the executive director, our accounts department. Transitional housing is down there because they work with the apartments in the back, so it's closer for them to get around. But the 2nd floor, after our expansion, now makes a lot more sense because it's all the people that work with the clients. So it's the caseworkers, the intake staff. The intake office is a lot bigger now, so they're all together, and the clients don't have to go, you know, from the 3rd floor to the basement. They all do their own laundry. And so they used to have to carry all of their laundry from the 3rd floor down to the basement, and now they have their own laundry room there. The child advocate is there with now a new playroom that they can play with, and it's just there's also a community room where they can all sit and watch TV. They can have their meetings every night. It's a really nice room with a big giant window. It's very bright, clean, and it feels like home away from home.
That's awesome. So they're made to feel comfortable, sounds to me.
Absolutely.
That's great. And let me ask you this, with all of the volunteerism, the facility, you know, the cost involved, all those kinds of things coming, you know, how does the YCC make ends meet? How does that all work?
So a large amount of our money comes in from grants, but we're trying to switch over. We've actually lost one of our largest grants just because they have run out of funds and decided that they can no longer do it. And so there's a gap now there that we need to fill of about $100,000 that we haven't been able to fill with grants or federal. We do get a little bit of federal money, but most of it largely comes from grants and from our own fundraisers.
Okay. So where is your building located?
Our building is at 2261 Adams Avenue, which is between 23rd and 22nd on Adams. Okay. So it's right up from the junction.
And it's a 3-story building?
It is.
Okay. So, do you guys have all of the necessary, like, computer systems and everything that you need? You know, I'm sure you got a good phone system and the infrastructure. Do you have everything that you need there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it runs all pretty smooth? I'm trying to find out, you know, where all the needs are, because you're talking about grants and you're talking about the people, but what about the support for the infrastructure?
Yeah, so yes, we have the computer systems that we need. The biggest thing is, since of our expansion, before we could only house 30 people, and now we're up to 62. So we knew that the cost was going to go up, but we didn't realize it was going to go up as much as it has, just between power and water and just, toilet paper and female products. There's things that you can't really account for until you're in that situation. And so toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning supplies, a lot of our clients, we even work with them after they leave the shelter. Since we want them to be self-sufficient, we have an aftercare specialist that makes sure that they have everything that they need, which includes cleaning supplies and household items, sheets, blankets. I mean, anything you would need to house your own apartment, we need all of those.
Wow, that's great. And and these people, our viewers and listeners need to know all that kind of stuff, because my next question was going to be: is this a national organization? Do you have other branches all over the place?
We don't. There's just one. There's only
just one,
and we're actually the only one in Ogden. And so we help people all the way from Weber to Davis County, and we even beyond that. We had a lady that was coming through, and she was traveling from Texas to Washington, and she needed somewhere safe to be, and she didn't have family, and she ended up here. And so we took her in, and we don't want to turn anyone away, so they don't have to be just from here, but we just have one.
Okay, so how do they reach you? Give me some phone numbers, some websites, Facebook. Give me all your social media stuff, and all of the stuff will be posted down below this video. So the links will be there in order to get in touch with the YCC, whether you want to volunteer or whether you are a victim of something and you need safe haven, you need some place to go that's safe, or you need some sort of support. All the links will be listed down below. So can you give us some of the information on how to contact the YCC?
Yeah, absolutely. So our website is www.ycchope.org. And on our website, we have a crisis line that you can call 24 hours a day, whether it be sexual assault or domestic violence. We also have people that know about suicide. So if it comes down to that and you need those resources, we also have people available for that.
Okay, great. So again, those important links will be listed down below, because we want to do everything that we can. 25 Drive Live wants to do everything that we can to assist and help and bring attention and notoriety to the YCC, because they're doing a very important job, and I can already feel myself wanting to get involved in this just by doing this interview. So
you're always welcome. Anytime you come on down.
So, and they never have enough volunteers. Kelsey and I were talking before we started the show, and they're always looking. So now you guys have a super special event coming up.
We
right?
do, yes. So it's our biggest fundraiser of the year, actually.
Okay, and what is the name of this fundraiser?
So this is called Real Men Can Cook. And this is actually the 25th year that we've done it, so it's pretty big. It's a big deal. Okay,
so tell us all about, what is this Real Men Can Cook?
Yeah.
Because I can cook. I know I can cook.
Well, you better be there then. So Real Men Can Cook was started as a way because, unfortunately, with domestic violence, men are usually portrayed in the bad light. They're usually the abusers, and women are usually the victims. And so we wanted to start an event just to show that men are amazing. We have so many men in this community that support us as an organization, that support our clients, that help any way they can, that will go out of their way to do things. And so we wanted to give them an opportunity to really do some service and to help YCC at the same time. So Real Men Can Cook is where we get men from the community, and they can be professional chefs, they can be restaurants, or they can just be individuals that love to cook. It can be grilled, it can be Dutch oven, or it has to be cooked in a commercial kitchen. You can't do it at home, unfortunately. But for the people eating, it's just safer that way. So these men will, men prepare these meals, and then they come and serve it. And you can choose to either do a meat, a side, or a dessert, and then you bring it there to, lunch will be at the Marriott from 11 to 1, or you can serve dinner, which will be at the Ogden Municipal Gardens, which is right outside the Ogden Amphitheater, from 5 to 7. This year we partnered up with the Ogden Pioneer Days, so they'll be having their hoedown on 25th Street at the same time. So you get to hit 2 events in one. Lunch is $15 per person, and you get to try anything that's on the line. You get to try it all as much as you want, and then we'll have voting on the tables. You'll fill out a slip, and the cook with the most votes for each category will win the best cook for side, main, and dessert. And with that, you get this really nice cutting board that's been etched, and it says that you're the best cook. And not only that, but you get your name on this plaque that'll be hung at YCC, so you get bragging rights for the entire year.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like a great opportunity for all you guys that are chefs out there or want to be chefs. And so let me ask you this. How many guys or how many men turn out for this event?
So we normally get about 50 cooks for lunch and then 50 for dinner. This year we're hoping to get all the 25th Street chefs involved and also food trucks involved, because that's going to be a competition too. Lunch and dinner are two separate competitions. And the way to win at dinner is you have to get the most tickets, which will be $1 per sample. And so we want to try to get the best out there and get a little more and get a real competition going. We've gotten Ogden Police and Fire Department coming out, so we're hoping to get a couple more departments. That's
great. So it sounds like a lot of fun too, and if you're competitive and if you think you got the best ribs or the best pulled chicken, there's all kinds of, give us some of the entrees that people have served in the past.
So the big one is Dutch oven here. And I never knew anything about Dutch oven until I moved to Utah. And ever since I moved here, I love it. You can cook anything in it.
Yes, you can.
But the biggest competition that I've noticed in the Dutch oven is the cobblers. We will get amazing cobblers. We have peach cobbler, we'll have blackberry cobbler. They'll do combinations and do different kinds. And some will put whipped topping, some will put ice cream. It's just a huge thing here.
Okay, Kelsey, I know that you have a lot of people involved in this so far, and that you got a list. I want to go ahead and encourage you to go ahead and read off that list, because there's so many important people involved. We don't want to miss anybody.
Absolutely, thanks. So we always have Clearfield Job Corps that comes out, and they do a ton of stuff. Their students do breads, they do desserts, they do a main dish. This year they're talking about doing salmon with a glaze that sounds absolutely to die for. We also, like I mentioned before, get the Ogden Police and Fire Department that come out and do it. This year they're going to be doing bacon-wrapped jalapeno poppers.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
Yes. And then the other meal, they'll be doing pulled pork, which is another favorite out there. We also have Costco that comes out this year. Normally they do chicken Alfredo for us, but this year they're doing chicken with a roll, so it's going to be more of a meal, so you'll get a lot for your sample with them for sure. Timbermine Steakhouse will be out there. They've always been great supporters of us, so we're happy to have them again.
Go Timbermine! Woo!
Yeah. We'll also have Weber State University, and they come out and they'll be doing chocolate marshmallow delight. I've never had that, but it sounds delightful, so I'm ready to try it.
No calories, right?
No, absolutely not. Everything is calorie and fat free.
There you go. There you go. No guilt.
Right. If it's for a charity, it's 100%
That's right. That's right.
We'll also have Midtown Community Health Clinic that will be out there with us. Old Number 9 Barbecue will be doing their pulled pork. And we have representatives from our Ogden City Council that are coming out. We'll have Richard Heyer, Louise Lopez, Doug Stevens, Neil Garner, and Bill Cook.
Great.
They'll be making peach cobbler and a couple other dishes that sound absolutely great. They'll have rosemary, cilantro, potatoes.
Ooh, that sounds good. Hey, way to go, Ogden City Council. We love you guys.
We do. We're so glad they support us. They do so much. We'll also have Problems Anonymous Action Group coming, and they're going to be bringing mini cheesecakes. And we'll have the Riverdale Chick-fil-A, and they always bring their cow out, which we love and the kids love. They'll have their Chick-fil-A nuggets, which everyone loves. Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Gotta have the Chick-fil-A.
Yes. And then we'll have YCC's own O-Town. O-Town was an organization that they use our kitchen, they do jams, and they actually hire our clients. And our clients get jobs with them, and that's how they make money. And they get job skills, and they get training, and it's just a great organization. So we'll have them out there doing their mango chicken.
Sounds delicious too.
Yes. If you have not tried their jellies, they're absolutely amazing, and they're at the farmers market. So pick some up when you're out there. We'll also have Josh Helene with US Foods there, and I'm not exactly sure what he's doing this year, but last year he did amazing dishes, so that's another one you definitely don't want to miss.
Well, you know, and US Foods is a great addition to Ogden because they came here not too long ago. They built a big plant, a big storage facility out here, and we use them at Robelli's Ristorante Italiano. And but these guys, they're like always volunteering for something.
They are.
You know, and so that's really great. So way to go, US Foods.
Yeah, they've donated a ton to us. Josh is on the committee with me, and so he's done a ton of planning and been really involved in all of it, helped me with the health department, and done a lot of TV interviews. So they've been a great addition for us.
Excellent.
I'd like to take an opportunity to thank our great sponsors of this event as well. We have Auto Leave, who sponsors every single year. They've been great to us every year since we started this event. We also have Weber State University that not only cooks but sponsors the event too. So thank you, Weber State. We have Bank of Utah. We also have Larry H. Miller, the Hall Family Foundation, TJ Maxx. They're new this year. Thank you for your support. And we've got Moser Endodontics, Ogden Regional Medical Center. Craig Bielik over there is a great supporter of us. He'll also be an MC at the event. We also have Yesco, Broadway Media, Fluid Ad Agency, all doing the marketing for us, and digital billboards. So if you see us up on Highway 15, thank Yesco for that.
Awesome. We
also have Admiral Beverage, who's our drink sponsor, and Ogden Courtyard Marriott, that's our venue sponsor this year.
Wow. So how are the winners going to find out? You forgot something very important.
I forgot to tell you guys. So not only do you have bragging rights, but you will actually be announced the winner at the Ogden Pioneer Days Rodeo the following night. So on Wednesday night, which is also Domestic Violence Awareness Night, so we'd love everybody to come out and support that. The winners will be announced there, so everyone will know that you really are the best cook of Ogden of 2016.
See, and that's worth the price of admission right there to find out and to be. So, do they get to ride a horse too?
Oh, no.
No.
But I'll work on that for next year. One good thing is you do get a $2 discount with your ticket.
There you go.
So when you spend $15 at Real Men Can Cook, you get a $2 discount for the rodeo the following night.
I'm thinking I like the horse thing.
Yeah, I think horses would be better. I'm going to talk to the Pioneer Days committee and see what we can set up for that.
And so, okay, so we're looking for more volunteers. We're looking for more cooks. More men out there need to step up and join.
All you real men that know how to cook.
There you go.
You need to come and join. Signing up is super easy. You go to our website, ycchope.org. It only takes a couple seconds. And if you need a commercial kitchen, if you're not doing Dutch oven or grilling, we have 3 commercial kitchens at YCC that you can use. So come on out and support. Have a good time. Bring your friends and family. It'll be fun.
Absolutely. Come on out and support this because it's for a worthy cause. And as Kelsey said, it is their largest fundraiser of the year. And so they're depending on it, you know, especially with a couple of the grants not being available this time. And so every little bit helps. Plus, it's going to be a lot of fun, and you get bragging rights. I mean, you get awards, you get an etched cutting board, is that right?
Yep, that's
etched
right.
Cutting board, you get your plaque over at the YCC for a full year until next year.
Yeah, well, your name will stay up. We'll probably keep a running list, but you'll have the bragging rights everywhere, all over town.
Okay, so if you want to be known as the best cook or chef in Ogden, you gotta join this.
You do.
Okay, you gotta sign up. Tell us one more time where they need to go to sign up.
Yeah, so go to ycchope.org to sign up.
All right. So what an amazing interview. I'm so excited to have this and to hear all about the YCC, what you guys do, learn a little bit more about you. I've known Kelsey for a couple of years at least, through other organizations, and she has been with the YCC the whole time. She's very dedicated. I watch her social media and I watch her posts, and she is really given her heart to the YCC. She cares about the people, both that work for the YCC and the clients as well. And so she's a great person to have on the team. And the YCC is very fortunate to have you on the team.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So we want to thank Kelsey for taking the time out to chat with us today. And we're going to have another guest next week on 25 Live Drive. So, excuse me, I said my own name wrong. 25 Drive Live. I do that all the time also. But anyway, we're going to have an awesome guest next week as well. So this will be posted shortly. Make sure that you check out the whole video And please, please, please share it. And if you know somebody that's a cook,
yes,
or a chef,
anyone that enjoys cooking can come out and support.
That's right. So let it spread the word, because this is going to be an awesome event, and we look forward to a successful event for you and a good fundraiser, and lots of fun for all the people that are going to be partaking of the food and cooking. So once again, Kelsey, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Alex.
All right, have a wonderful day, and guess what? We're going to see you guys next week. See ya.